What's going on, everyone? This is Jordan with Conquer Trading Investing. Hope you all are well and doing great. Welcome to today's live session. If you're watching on the replay, glad you're joining us today. Let's see right now. I'm going to give everyone a second to jump on into the room before we get started today. We've had some better beat today on the non-farm employment change. Although we were really off last month, I think the two kind of balanced themselves out. That's going to just bring us forward thinking over here to Friday's non-farm employment change. But at 10 o'clock, in just an hour, we have the ISM non-manufacturing PMI. For sure, the market's going to want to see those numbers come in as expected or even better. Faith, Altra, good morning, good afternoon. We have seen a lot happen overnight. We saw the first transmitted coronavirus from mother to baby. We saw definitely risk coming off a little bit. And then China went ahead and said that they found a treatment that that the coronavirus is responding to. Evidently, this was sent over from the States, and then China went ahead and patented it. Kind of funny. Sorry about that. Yeah, let's take a look at it all. Let's take a look at first the Dow here. Oh my goodness, is this even real? Let me see. Here we are. Looks like we are opening up almost another full percent here on the Dow. Let's take a step back. All right, coming into all-time highs. We'll talk about this in a moment. Here's the S&P also coming in towards all-time highs. I assume that Tesla might be up pre-market again. We'll check it out. So and what was the Euro US dollar we wanted to take a look at? We'll do that really quick first before we get into a little bit of discussion of what's going on and why. So we've had the better ADP employment change this morning, and dollar is definitely bid right now. Dollar's been bid ever since the risk has been on. Dollar's been bid ever since the risk has been on overnight. Ever since China came out and said they had a treatment that the coronavirus is responding to. Now, this is all done in a lab. This was all done in a lab. The WHO came out shortly thereafter and said, as far as they know, there are no known treatments, and there are currently no known treatments. The euro is coming down over here. It's in an area right now. If I move horizontally, you could see that we're in some near-term supply zone over here, and we have support down below us over here. So in this area, it's quite possible to see a reversal here even this morning. But you have the news in 1 hour from now, the non-manufacturing PMI that the market's really going to key off of. Steve, good morning. So the markets are definitely trading right near all-time highs right now. There's a lot of disruption, and the situation is really not even close to being out of the woods. If you look at the cases in Japan, they are growing rapidly, as well as in Thailand. It looks like the cases have not grown in a few days in the United States. That is great news. And but at the very least here, they're talking about not going back to the Foxconn, the factory that makes all the Apple products. They're closed down through the end of February. The schools are closed down through the end of February. That's best case scenario. There's definitely the possibility that stuff will get pushed back. I think we've seen risk. The yen pairs come off exceptionally high. I think that we're going to see an escalation in the coronavirus news, and we're going to see this come back bid. This looks like excellent opportunities to start looking for positions and just being aware of the news flow. But we'll get into all those pairs in a little bit. Mike is on. Okay, good, Jesse. Good, Jesse. Good to see you all here this morning. Mike is on. And I've been watching the news flow all night. Actually, this is one of those nights. Just woke up bright and early, and Bitcoin is bid this morning. Bitcoin is looking good over here. As you could see, we were talking about, as long as it holds between 94 and 91 consolidating, it looks fantastic. All right. Just taking a look around here. Let's start going through some pairs and see what we see. Get a good feel for the market here. Right now, we do have risk on. Look at the U.S. equities markets. They are opening up huge this morning. There's the futures just had to open up big. Gold is currently holding up pretty well over here down at the support. This is nice. Gold holding that 1550 support really well, coming off of it. I'm waiting for it to get above 1562 to show that it really looks like it's going to take another look at the next leg up. Right now over here, I'm just letting it on the side and I'm just leaving it neutral right now. The DXY this is exactly as we thought what would happen. We would be taking a look up here. Dollar remains strong. There's no reason for that to change anytime soon. But again, we have the IMF non-services manufacturing coming out later this morning, and then we have non-farm payrolls later this week. So it seems to me that no, I'm just gonna let go of that thought for a second. Just, I don't know how long, much long. Good morning, Mima. I don't know how much longer this move on the Euro US dollar is going to last, personally. So let's take a look at it. I think we might. I don't want to be calling any bottoms or tops over here this morning, but this could be the end of the move until we get the non services manufacturing later this morning in about an hour. If you're short from 34, first of all, fantastic trade keying off this level, right? We were watching this level and we were saying above this level, we got like a bullish bias, and below it, a bearish bias into the support over here. What would I do now if I was trading this Jesse? Well, I think that I would move my stop to break even, and I would wait to see if I get a test of the support. If you're 20 pips into profit and you are a short-term trader here, then definitely your goals are different than mine. Well, if I zoom in over here, let me look at the 30-minute just to give some levels to watch. All right. We get back about 10 pips higher above 1024. At that point, I think if you're locking it in a stop, I think that's the level to look at for sure, right? At least that way you're locking it. You're 20 pips into profit, you lock in 10 pips, but give it a chance to go down further as the momentum's with it. That seems pretty solid. I'm not sure, Jesse. You're in the trade. I knew this level over here was key, but that's about it. I have no idea what this. I'm actually very much on the sidelines. I'm very much on the sidelines, and I don't think that I'm even looking to enter a trade today. But as I go through all these pairs right now, and as I do this analysis with you, I know things are going to become a lot clearer for me, and I'm always totally open to changing my perspective. Yep. We'll get back to the DXY in a second. I mean, nothing seems out of the ordinary here. We'll get, yeah, pound, Australian dollar. Listen, Australian dollar has been super bid ever since two things happened at the same time. Their central bank was less dovish than expected, and we're seeing this risk on environment, which I don't buy. I don't buy the risk on environment. I think we're going to see further escalations. Um, we'll see. Um, I think this move is overdone here. Any Now that you're coming back down into this support area over here, any type of resumption off, I think, is a good chance to take a bite over here. I would be leaning bullish over here. I think this move is way overdone here on the Australian dollar. I think that it won't take a lot for the next wave, if it does hit, as far as the coronavirus virus cases. And again, even if everything were to be completely settled tomorrow, still think a lot of damage has been done. I think it's going to take a little while to recover. I think the market has definitely outbid itself here, but again, I'm a little unsure. I'm on the sidelines, and I'm looking for things to become much clearer. The DXY dollar looks good here. Again, I wouldn't be surprised to see if the high was put in for today, but at the same time, we have the big resistance above us. Again, I'm very neutral to markets. I'm very unclear, and until things start becoming clearer, I'm looking forward to just figuring it all out. The US dollar, we can see this a little clearer. We were between resistance and support, and we said as long as we're above this line, we're bullish, going for another test of this resistance, and as long as we're below it, we have a bearish tint looking at the support over here. If we get some exceptional data today, not today and Friday, it's possible then that we break down here through support for sure to new lows. The dollar, again, we've broken out of this bull flag, and not only that, we've come in, tested, everything looks pretty good. How much more room we have in this move this week? It looks like it could be limited. Great numbers, but last month were so bad. So oil is taking a little bit of a bounce today. Let's notice this. Oil taking a little bit of a bounce today. You have this nice resistance up here above. I'm not sure what is happening with, I haven't heard anything since OPEC was looking for perhaps an emergency meeting. Saudi Arabia is looking for oil cuts. But this I know, that the demand out of China is down big time, and that's going to continue. I remain very bearish on oil. We were looking for a break of this level over here, right here at 51, which we got, and now we're testing it. I said I don't know how far and how fast we would come down below it once we broke. That was because we've come down already so hot and hard. But now you're into this resistance, this broken support, testing as resistance anywhere below here, right? As long as you're below this line, it's definitely bearish. Below here is bearish. Like if price does come up into here, you're looking to sell both of these. And right now, where we are currently at market, any resumption downwards, I remain bearish on oil. Great, you guys are the best. Great to see you all, for real. Guys, girls, everyone, I'm a little unclear on the market, right? So that's very important for me to know and understand. And because I'm unclear, I'm going into today's session with zero bias. I just want to look and figure out what looks good, what looks, right now I don't see anything or have any idea. So we're just going to US dollar, Canadian dollar continuing to look good above this support over here. Still, I'm not looking to buy it. All right, New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. I think the Japanese yen pairs have come overdone. All right, I am looking for the possibility of selling them. That kind of remains my base case, and of course I could be wrong, and the world could miraculously all of a sudden turn around. but I'm looking at these as opportunities, but it's a little too soon. Um, I need to see a little bit more. New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, coming now into this back into this resistance over here. All right, this looks good. I'm going to start here. This is going to the top of my list. We're going to come back to it and come back to everything. I want to get a look at everything first before I decide anything. This Australian dollar, US dollar also looks good. Why? Coming back into this resistance over here. We're at this resistance over here. We got a lot of overhead resistance. So this looks good. I think the Australian dollar has come off too hard, too fast. This is nothing here. The euro, Japanese yen. Again, if the yen is going to start making some advances, I don't think the euro is pretty strong. It's moderately strong. There's no need to look for a play here. Euro, Australian dollar. Again, this looks good to the long side. As long as this holds over here, coming off this looks pretty good. This almost looks like, you know, the type of market where you got to like almost like, you know, hold your nose, close your eyes, and jump in the water. And even though because you see the volatile moves, if I see some setups, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'll get through all of them. We'll skip over there, but I want to get through all of these. I want to really get a good look at what's going on. Euro, New Zealand dollar. I mean, I'm definitely bullish here on the euro over the New Zealand dollar. It's not going to change. It's not changing yet. I need to see that the situation is really regressing in order for me to get bullish on any of the commodity currencies. So I'm very bearish on the Australian dollar. I'm very bearish New Zealand dollar. Very bearish Canadian dollar. So I definitely think this could be a buying opportunity, but again, I don't love it. I don't know why. And if I don't see anything that I really want to take after coming off a pretty good couple of weeks, I'm going to lay back and wait. Nothing wrong with that. This looks good. This looks really good to the downside. This looks really good. Put this to the top here. Coming into this really strong resistance. I think the Australian dollar has come way up. Definitely like this trade over here. The pound's been coming off the last half hour. If anyone has any idea why, I'd be very interested to understand that. Australian dollar, Japanese yen. It looks like we're getting close to closing this gap. I think if this gap closes, as long as we're below this resistance, that looks like a really good opportunity to get short over here. Aside from that, I want to wait for it to come off a little bit before trying to get short on this pair right now. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, on the other hand, coming back again into strong resistance right over here. I can move this line up a little to better look at it. All right, there's a lot going on, but nothing clear for me. Except so far, the Australian dollar, Swiss franc looks very inviting for me. The US dollar, Japanese yen, well, we're right into this resistance here above. It looks like the yen pairs have actually taken out the latest resistances. Let's see if they hold or not. This could be like a fake, I don't know. Let's see if they hold. I'm not sold on anything right now. Euro extending its gain downwards towards the lows of the session as we're about 15 minutes away to the US equity market opening. Pound Canadian dollar looks pretty neutral, nothing there at all. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Yeah, this looks like, I don't know. pound, Japanese yen. It looks like it's back and forth over here. Um, you can see that stops were taken out up here, and we've since spiked downwards, trading down now. Guys, I don't have a clear feeling of the markets whatsoever. U.S. dollar, Swiss franc, um, towards some pretty interesting resistance. I like the Swiss franc pair setting up. We got resistance right here. 3 levels of resistance. I like it. Pound trading off today. So got the euro weaker than the pound, but the pound and the euro are pretty off. And then we have commodity currencies. New Zealand dollar is even on the day. Australian dollar is up big time on the day, another 0.5%. I think these moves are overdone. You can see definitely the euro coming down near that support. Just be aware that these next 10 minutes before the U.S. market equity market opens, you could definitely see a little bit retrace. Let's pay attention in 10 minutes when they open and see where they bring us. Active morning this morning. I'll let you guys chime in for a minute. I'm gonna take a 1 minute break just to kiss the kids before they head off for school. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna catch up on these comments to know where to take it next. All right. I'm back. Appreciate that. Heath, thanks for the update on the pound. I feel you, brother. I know what that's like. Um, all right. Definitely know the best thing to do when uncertain. Again, I'm looking for clarity, right? And if I don't see clarity, I'm not looking to get into something just to get into something because soon enough the market's going to open up and then I go ahead and take it. Yeah, I mean the US dollar is definitely on fire today. I mean my only concern is this, that we have a big data point up about a half hour from now, right? So until that data point's out of the way, I can't see how much further this current move could go on the dollar. And then forward looking, we have non-farm payrolls. So whether or not we're going to get a breakout of a big resistance over here before then, well, to be honest, I would be surprised if we did. So, I'm not looking for that. Have to say I like this trade over here. I'm watching this one. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for to see if I can get an entry off of here. For sure, I'm gonna get an entry, right? I'm just gonna wait for a lower low here. I'm gonna take the entry as it comes, and then we'll see if whether or not the luck is in my favor or not. But I would not be surprised to see risk off come back into the market at all. All right, all it would take. We're not looking for a tweet right now. We're looking for one headline, and then you'll see things change pretty rapidly. Go back down. Amir, good morning, good afternoon. Um, so I wish I had more clarity for everybody today, but I don't have clarity. And my what I'm clear about is right now, I'm on the sideline, and I'm trying to figure out what the next move here is. We've seen just really, really, really big risk moves the last 2 days. I guess ignited, thinking about it, by the stimulus from China. But we'll see if that's going to be enough or not. Again, I am waiting and looking for the next wave of risk off to come into the market. This is gold. Looking at spot gold over here, the support down here is holding pretty well. Long term bullish on gold, but right now, um, well, what's Bitcoin doing? I wish we had been a little bit more astute, looking to play it off that support over there. Obviously, you don't want to chase it right now. Again, it's looking very healthy. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a nice pop over there. That's not something I would chase. But uh, between Bitcoin and gold right now, I think I lean towards Bitcoin. There we go. 5 minutes in. Hanero stalking the DXY this morning. Look, we're into supply zone over here, and then we got resistance above. Australian dollar super strong today. The strongest pair of the strongest pair of the day. With the dollar strong, Australian dollar making good gains on it. Pound continues to come off pretty hard. Sanjay, let's look at that right now. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up that chart. Ripple has been ripping. Definitely is coming into some resistance up here though right now. It's definitely coming into a big, big, big supply zone. It's got a lot of work to do here. I'm not saying it's not going to do it, but it might be too soon. Uh, Trying to get a better look at that. A lot of traders too I see have been focused on Ripple. Some people that have never even traded it before, uh, really focused in more on Bitcoin and other big alts have seen Ripple awakening and have been focused there. Want to draw this in. This is pretty big resistance, and I think it needs to really get above here before you could see some sustained gains over here. Um, I don't think altcoins have the chance of leading Bitcoin until about 3 to 6 months after the halving. That's my opinion. That's my guess. That's my opinion. Not just Ripple. You have Ethereum, EOS. EOS looks good. In Litecoin, all look super healthy. And Bitcoin again, it breaks out here a little bit. We could pop $1,000 pretty quickly, if not $1,400 pretty quickly. Don't chase it though. As we enter a bull, just keep looking to buy supports. Um, let's take a look at that chart, Sanjay. This is the Euro Japanese yen on the 15-minute chart. I love this channel you have over here, these two trend lines. Uh, I like that you're looking here. A Tesla. This is a fantastic chart, Sanjay. Looks really good, really easy to read, really easy to trade off of. Just I want to focus right here. You can see where my plus sign is on the mouse, I believe, and on the live stream. Yeah, you can see it. As price broke above that trend line over here, the retest of the broken resistance as support as it held and came off, that, and you have it as part of wave two. I don't follow Elliott Wave, but on this impulse here I just follow the straight uh trend line support and resistance, and you can see the retest over here of the break, and then upwards is the beautiful trade. If you get another look down over here, Sanjay, I think that looks like a fantastic opportunity to see. And what I love about it, obviously, is you could just place your stops right over there. And if that resistance doesn't hold, which should make a slightly lower high, higher low, you're wrong and you're out of the trade, and your risk reward is really good in that trade. Thanks for sharing that chart. That's a good one. Stalking like a cougar. Sherifu, I think you're perfectly on time. Um, so what do we have right now? We have the U.S. equities opening. They're opening huge. S&P challenging all-time highs here. Dow is lagging. Dow's been lagging to the downside. Dow should lead. I think you have Boeing involved in that. What's the Nasdaq doing? Nasdaq popping to all-time highs here, and we just have to check what Tesla is down 10%. Oh, let's see how this ends up today. All right, let's see what Tesla does to the casino does today. All right, so we have a half hour to the ISM non-manufacturing PMI. Dollar is definitely strong today. Let's see what the dollar is doing up here now. Trading at the highs of the session, highs of the day, and pretty strong into this resistance area over here. I have to be honest, I'll be dead wrong if this breaks before I don't think it'll break before Friday. Maybe the market's not focused there. We'll continue that. I like the Australian dollar, Swiss franc opportunity here as we pull back in this strong downtrend, and we pull back into this resistance area over here where we are right now. Any lower lows here, and I'm going to take a stab at it. Wish I had a new color. Yeah, let's look at everything. Pound, New Zealand dollar. Pound's coming off this morning pretty hard. You're coming in now into this support, but I, I don't know why the pound is coming off over the last hour, but it is coming off pretty hot and hard, and I really wouldn't get in the way of that, since I don't know what it is. We can check. Let's check Forex Live, see if there's an update on why the pound is coming off. Do you buy Chinese state media propaganda? I don't buy it. I don't see anything. Here we go. This seems to be what's pushing the pound down, and just because the pound's in play right here right now, I would stand aside. Again, just go where there's clarity, go where there's more certainty, and there seems to be uncertainty over here. Now, if over here, as you're coming back into the support level, here's the breakout back into the support. If this does hold through the rest of the day, through all of New York, through all of Asia, and then makes higher highs during London, you could take a stab at it. But right now, that definitely the pound is coming off, and there's a reason for it. And I would be looking for where there's more clarity. Amir, look in the description. We have my Forex trading course, the Forex Trading Academy. Go ahead and give it a look, Amir. Amir, that'd be fantastic to be able to help you and work with you. And Shirfa wanted to take a look at the Australian dollar, US dollar. Look, I think that this pair looks interesting also right now. Let's take a look at it. This is now up into an area of this sloping resistance over here. Um, you could see where my mouse is horizontally. Price did not come out and take out this high. It seems to be peeling back off. You have that strong dollar right now, though. It definitely looks interesting. I do have to say that it looks interesting to the short side here. Look, I'm not looking to buy it. I'm definitely not looking to buy the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, until I believe that this impasse of the coronavirus, the slowdown in China, is at a pass. And for me, the first sign of that will be that I see the Chinese cities no longer in quarantine and people returning to work and the students returning to school. When the cities are alive again, then I could possibly believe a narrative about global growth. Not until then. And when that happens, yeah, maybe the Australian dollar is trading back above here. Then I'm not worried about this move. I'm worried about catching moves that are high probabilities, right? I'm looking for moves that have certainty. I'm not looking to catch what could be the bottom. All right. So until I see the Chinese people returning to work, I'm not looking for any type of recovery. Therefore, I'm staying away from the Australian dollar on the long side. Um, I as far as the Australian dollar, US dollar is concerned, this looks more interesting to me. The Australian dollar, Swiss franc. Euro US dollar is watching the equities up here at the high, by the way. Your US dollar is coming down towards a support area. Let's take a look. All right, we have about 24 minutes until the ISM numbers over here. Um, I don't know what is everyone's thoughts over here. I think as the dollar until the support breaks, I'm looking for it to hold. Um, if it breaks, I'm not playing the breakdown to the side. I would actually look for this support to hold here. I would look to buy off this support as well. If this support breaks, then I think we go much lower, right? And then I could play to the downside over here. But right now, as you come into these two supports, I think there are two opportunities to look for buys, um, and then again be selling these resistances up here. And Martine, just great comment that I want to highlight over there. That you said that you're waiting for further confirmation, and that's where I am right now in the market. You know, I've been here actually for more than a few hours this morning, and nothing is clear to me. So I have the mindset that I'm going to wait it out. I want things to be clear before I take a trade, as clear as possible. Gold looks just to be consolidating, and it's super bullish that it's consolidating here above this support. Um, but again, until we break this resistance, I don't think we're gonna, I think we might just be consolidating here. And I like the fact that we're consolidating above this support. It's bullish. But as far as looking to buy it here, I'm not. Again, you also have the strong dollar this morning, and gold is again stronger than the dollar. Um, Again, you need gold to be a core part of your portfolio. That's a must. But as far as trading it, I'm not trading it right here, right now. Jesse still holding on to that trade. There you go. Now you're in a great position, Jesse. And first of all, super fantastic trade, Jesse. Super trade. Keying off that level, right? And now you're in super control. Great position to be in where you have the opportunity to lock in profits and giving it room here as you come down into the support to see whether or not it breaks through or holds. You're in control, and that's an awesome place to be. Equities coming off so far, off. It's only 10 minutes, but they're coming off, and I see the yen catching a little bit of a bid. Um, paying off now, and if you break through that support over there, yeah, that's a double, triple. If that's a great. It's already a great trade. So heads up over the next, half hour. Manage it well. Coming again up into this, I see a bit of a area here of supply, and the resistance is pretty strong above us. Um, let's see what the non-manufacturing comes in at. Let's look. I'm trying to see the euro US dollar here. Um, I want to take a look again at everything. I guess I'll just start typing things in. There we go. Lots of momentum here right now. Lots of momentum. Wouldn't it be beautiful if this was the Nasdaq gap to all-time highs, and then that was the high? Yeah, here's a look at the euro Japanese yen. Sanjay gave us a pretty good chart. Let's take a look at it. I do see euro actually right now, and the euro. I see the yen a little bit bid. This is right now prices. Look at this chart over here. Sanjay has. Look at this trend line. This is something to be keying off of right here, right now. Price right now is testing it right now as we speak. All right, let's see if I could get his trend line in here. I don't see it. Here's the trend line. He has a beautiful look at it, right? You can see right here that comes in about 120, 65. Price right now is a little bit above that. So if you're looking to go long the euro, depends what time frame you're trading. And as you come off of this support here, this was resistance, broken, tested as support, and now this is another test of it. If this holds over here, your stop loss should be right down here. If you take the trade, I would only take the trade if price holds it, if price resumes upward. So if you're trading the 15-minute, if you see a higher high, and then I would have my stop loss here. Yen seems to be a little bit bid right now, so careful. 15 minutes, we got the news that's definitely going to affect the euro over here. US dollar, Swiss franc. It's been a while since I've had Swiss franc pairs ready for trade. Let me get off the 30-minute here. Nine seven six three. Yeah, I mean, clearly, if we get a strong number this morning, the dollar trend is definitely going to continue a little while. I don't know with this big data point or how much the market's focusing on it, how much more of a follow through we'll get. But you guys are going with today's momentum, that's for sure, and that's good. I'm hanging out on a little bit of a different time frame. Your US dollar already down, testing the whole number over here. Still got a little bit of time before uh, the data comes in. Definitely. I'll post that link in 1 second into the chat. Jesse, heads up down here. Pounds definitely retracing all that positive movement it had over the last couple of days. All right, kind of settling in here, waiting for this data point to come in. Look at this. Look at the dollar. 100% Shifu. I didn't listen to the State of the Union speech. I did see a highlight from it. If you remember the last year when Nancy Pelosi gave that famous clap to Trump, and then this year she went to shake his hand, and he just totally dissed her. So although that was appropriate, but I didn't see anything about the speech whatsoever. I did see Blair that video on Tesla that you sent over. I appreciate that. If the dollar breaks down here, I believe 1.098 is a level of interest. Oh, look at that. Look at that business. Boom, boom. All of them. Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P all have these huge, big gaps to the upside. Um, Hindsight, China stimulus. It's going to come a day when the market's no longer buy it, though. That's for sure. Gold still remaining bid, holding that support. Um, it's going to all be about the dollar, though, in the next 10 minutes. Let's see what happens. Maybe if I get lucky, I could pull up both at the same time. Ugh, did it work? So it looks like the fight between the UK and the EU is just getting started, and we got a big year of it. So a lot's going to be weighing there on the pound. This is a good comment. Focus in on everyone. Just what I was saying. If people are trading the pound and are not taking into account the impact of Greek exit headlines hitting the wires this year, they should trade another currency. And you just have to be aware anytime you get long the pound this year that you could have a headline coming your way. I saw that, Jesse. That was very classy of her. That was very classy. I see you know. You guys notice this little bottoming action over there? About 5 minutes, guys. Guys and girls. What's going on over here? All right. Let's see how much the market keys off this number this morning. Sheriff, you have the Australian dollar, Australian dollar, US dollar. Where is she at? Dollar making some gains finally on it. Get back below this should be support now, right? Get back below this. I'm not going to change it yet until we close above it on a daily. And this all of a sudden turns pretty negative. The dollar weakens here though, the Australian dollar could push up. So Australian dollar definitely in play here this morning on this current data print coming. All right. Sheriff, I'm gonna come back to that 1 second. We're about to get this print. I just want to watch the market really quick right here. Muted reaction. Looks like it came in online. It came in pretty much online. Um, um, so the Sheriff, I'm not really fully understanding the question. Have you? I'm not the DXY is trading. I guess 23 hours a day. It might be closed from for 1 hour after the close, like gold is. The gold, gold market is closed from the time of I guess 0 GMT to 1 GMT, or from between 4 and 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. The DXY is probably also, but aside from then, it's trading 24 hours a day. And the dollar is the most active Forex currency out of the entire market. So that's active 24 hours a day. Not much of a reaction whatsoever here yet this morning. Let's give it about 10 minutes. MHB, good morning. Good to see you. I want to give this another 10 minutes, see what kind of reaction we get. And then we will kind of just take another look at the market and see what's going on. Um, 100%, any and every time. All right, let's take another look around. First of all, we got the equities trading at the highs of the day still, all of them back towards their highs. Gold, Bitcoin looks super solid anyway. Um, Again, as long as it's super bullish above, I would even say uh super bullish above 8,500, ultra bullish above 91, and bullish above 8,000. And we're here towards the highs consolidating. And it looks like also the altcoins are participating right now. Crude is bid on the day. Crude is bid on the day, coming into this resistance over here. Gold maintaining the 1550 support level, which is also bullish for gold. Gold's doing this with the super strong dollar. Keep that in mind. Dollar's coming into resistance also, getting close to it at least. This you have the New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar into a pretty nice resistance here. And if it starts making lower lows, again, you had one over here during London. You get another one. It definitely looks positive. Australian dollar, US dollar is below these bunches of resistances. I think the move came off too hard, too fast. Although it's safe, it's also enough fair to say that this breakdown right here, also came down hard and fast. So we're just coming up, and now we're testing that. We're testing this resistance, and we still have this resistance right here. So this is an interesting area, I think, here for the Australian dollar. Um, I'm not looking to play versus the dollar. I think I like the Swiss franc better. I do like the Swiss franc better here. Possibly looking for a short there. US dollar, Canadian dollar. So the dollar's been super strong, but it's just consolidating here. The Canadian dollar also has come up really hard and fast. So um, I'm not interested there at all. New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. Yen has come off sharply. I think that below this resistance is definitely remains very bearish. I think this is an opportunity. Is going to be to be able to sell. Um, again, until I see China really picking up and going back to work, um, I don't see any type of recovery in place, and I still see, watching the numbers, I still see things increasing. Here's the latest numbers. I'll pull them up for you. Come back there in 1 second. We'll take a look at them together. The euro Australian dollar, this looks super good here as far as this area here holding now. Again, as long as we're above there, it looks pretty bullish. Price now giving an opportunity perhaps overnight, as long as this continues hold, to get long here again. That's a good trade that I like also. Euro looks like it's holding Sanjay's trend line there. We call that wave, and you can see price coming off it right now. That looks pretty good. Here's the latest cases. We have you can see in Japan the cases are really starting to expand. Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, uh, all over Asia, which is obviously the closest proximity. They're starting to really increase now. Um, we'll keep watching what happens. The U.S. has not increased in quite a few days now, which is really a positive sign. Australia dollar, Japanese yen. Australian dollar has been the strongest 2 days in a row off of that stimulus. Uh, I am looking to fade this move, but I'm waiting. I'm not looking to rush into something here. I like this here now. I like that this gap here has been taken out. Thank God I took my profits down here. Thank God that was beautiful, and I'm glad I took it before the central bank. Um, but now you're back here, and people that had placed stops there, I got them taken them out. Let's see. I need obviously the 8 hour to be making lower lows during my sessions for me to take it. It keeps me out of the market chop. Dollar, ever since the news is trading up a tiny bit. Jesse, uh, watch it, right? But too early to read into anything. $72 capital. We have um, let me pull it up for you. There was right here. The EU reportedly takes aim at the City of London financial industry. I'm not sure what this is. I'm gonna send you the link right here. But that's definitely why the pound is coming off. Here we are looking a little toppy at resistance here on the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Let's see what this looks like on a bigger time frame. This hasn't retraced as much as the Australian dollar has, and um, this is also very much in play. As far as on the 1 hour, though, what are you looking to do? I think this is a good line. I trade off of MetaTrader 4. We have a link over here, actually. Let me find it for you. go ahead and take a look at that video. It explains how I place my trades on MetaTrader 4, how I set up my 8-hour charts on MetaTrader 4. I do my analysis here on TradingView. It's much easier. It's much easier to flip around between charts. But I place my trades on MetaTrader 4, and that video explains how I set everything up and how I go about it. This is what the Swedish krona, head and shoulders developing. And also I love this. Uh, you see the right shoulder here. This lower trend line support that you have here, here's where it broke. And now as we came in and it's testing as resistance and then being rejected, this looks super great here. This looks super great. Absolutely worth taking to the downside over here. Not only do you have the head and shoulders, that horizontal resisting holding there, this trend line resistance holding here, it's a place of double resistance. You know where you're wrong, and you got better than 2-to-1 coming down into the support over here, right? And then who knows what happens there? You know, giving it a chance to see what happens will be fantastic. If you break there, that looks like a good trade. That looks like a fantastic setup. Could be the trade of the year. Yeah. That looks like a really, really, really good trade. Nice look there. I'm not reading anything yet into the dollar. All I know it's coming into support. Now, if the support held here, those that are trading the euro US dollar, do you look to buy here off the support? Yeah, I would. I'm sorry, hold on one second. Sorry about that. Back online. Look, although I'm not looking to take this trade here, uh, you know, if the support holds here, you know, during overnight, during London, we make a higher high, then the trade is obviously take it to the long side. You're coming down into the support over here. This is also though our 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our 5th touch into the support, right? Eventually, it's going to give way. Whether or not this is the time right now, I have no idea. I'm forward looking. We have um, we have obviously non-farm employment on Friday, non-farm payrolls. I don't know how much the market's really focused on that right now. To be honest, I don't think it's so much focused on that. What are the indices doing this morning? They're trading off a little bit. Tesla down big time now, finally. Let's see if we get another impulse back up over the next few days. Gold bid here as the dollar comes off a tiny bit. That's a tell sign. That's interesting. Gold looks interesting down here. As far as I'm sorry, here on the calendar tonight, you have big. I have no idea. He spoke. Lau spoke last night, right? And the market, if I remember correctly, kind of traded up on him speaking a little bit. As far as their monetary policy statement, I have no idea what this is going to do to the Australian dollar. I have zero idea. I mean, I guess the hard part I'm having understanding is that they just on Monday released, with their rate statement. So I don't know how much that would differ. Um, as far as the market's concerned, they're a little less dovish than expected. So that's now priced in. We've seen the Australian dollar appreciate, but I can't. I don't know. I don't have a really good insight into that to be able to lead you one way or the other. There you go, Rustin. You got wrecked. Excuse me, brother. Oh, I can't even imagine the amount of money that's changed hands on Tesla over these past few days. It is get, but I don't think there's going to be easy money made either way. Uh, so I would love to see if Tesla could get another move back towards this 800, call it whatever level. At least taking out the high of today, 842 to the upside, and then if it were to trade down, go back to this pattern over here on Bitcoin. You can see it clearly. This is what I'm talking about. Like Tesla down big, and then we'll come back up, and then next one down. That is the ideal entry, the safest one at least. Let's get a look at that. So this is the parabolic up, the down move, then another impulse up, and then on the way down. So as far as Tesla's, it looks easier on the week to see it. As far as Tesla's concerned, I'm still looking to short it. Only if only if it comes to me. Just for the near term. It's just it's just gone too far too fast. They're pricing in a $1 trillion company. That they seem to be headed in the right direction, but even diehard Tesla fans were taking profits. Yeah, right here yesterday. Definitely like the market these last few weeks. It's been really nice, and I hope it's just a sign of things to come. U.S. indices holding onto the gains, and everything's kind of stagnant over the last 25 minutes. Really, price is not even on the euro US dollar. We've been in a 5 pip range. Pound looks like it might be retracing a little bit of its losses. Blair, there's just obviously no way of knowing or telling if the support here, if it holds here though, and if we hold down here, and I would be looking to take the long off the support. Let's check them both out. Let's take a look at Panera also today was focused here over here. And this does look good here. I like this trade a lot. It's just towards the top of my list. Yeah, we got this blue lighted. Yeah, I like this trade too. I'm gonna keep watching it. I like how both these trades are developing right now. Also, the euro US dollar bouncing off there. I think the euro US dollar, if that support holds overnight. Gold looks bid also here right now. I'm seeing the Australian dollar come off a little bit here. I'm gonna wait it out. I'm really showing my patience here, and I do like this trade. The worst thing that could happen for it could get away from me, and I can't get into an entry. But as long as we hold this resistance through Asia, and if I get an entry during London, I'm interested here, in this order. Volatility is picking up. Just a quick look at what's ahead. We do have big numbers out of Australia this evening that could go either way, right? Then followed by, as Sherfield pointed out, the monetary policy statement tomorrow, also out of Australia. I think this is the big one, though. Lots of Canadian data coming out, but I think the central bank is focused more on the retail, on the consumer. So I don't think you have to really worry so much about the Canadian data points, but non-farm payroll is a big one. So just be aware this. So the dollar is obviously coming off a little bit. It got really ahead of itself today, but the Australian dollar is coming down with the weaker dollar, and Japanese yen is mildly bid as well. So I'm curious if there's been any developments. Nothing that I see right now. CAD Japanese yen, to me, you're right here. Let me clean that up. Into this resistance over here. It looks like now there's a possibility this resistance holds. So again, strong downtrend, selling into strong resistance is the play that I like. This looks good here to the short side. Just you got to wait for your entry. Right, Antonio, what time frame are you trading? What time frame are you looking at it? We can get a better look if you let me know. That's a good time frame. Yeah, so this is a good look at it over here. This resistance is pretty clear. You know where you're wrong on the trade, and if it winds up taking off and we get a little bit of yen bid, if we get any type of risk off back into the markets, I think that you have a good chance of coming down and taking out this last low over here. It's a good trade. It's a good trade. Now, I would, if I was trading it and off the 2 hour, my stop would obviously be above these last local highs over here, right? I'd be trying to take out this low. But if you get stopped out over here, and I would have a tight stop, because if not, we're coming back up into this heavier resistance. and this is also pretty good resistance to look at. So right now, though, you got to I don't see an entry until an entry triggers, right? You take out 82.44, and then at least you have a chance of price resuming downwards, taking out the lower low than the previous price bar. So a little bit of patience still is required. Absolutely. Anytime. Riyadh, good afternoon. How's it going? What are you looking at today, if anything? We go watch for an impulse down right now. Let's see. That's a great place to be and a great attitude. I am myself just waiting and watching here, trying to get a better handle. But what I'm looking at here is the Australian dollar, Swiss franc coming into this resistance, right? And so far trading down off of it. Now, as long as this holds for me, holds throughout Asia, if I get a lower low during London, that's a trade that I'm interested in taking. Again, I'm showing patience. It's got to work out and it's got to come to me. There's the chance that it gets away from me. If price trades down to here, I'm not going to follow the trade down here and take it. So it's a question of the timing is right. New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar also trading off of this resistance downtrend into the resistance, looking to sell it. Again, it's a question of if this holds throughout overnight and gives me entry during my preferred times of trading, London or New York. Euro, Australian dollar also holding this level over here and coming off of it. It looks inviting. I'm going to be watching this one. I have 3 possibilities so far overnight of trades that I'm very interested in. And also even the Euro US dollar, as long as this support holds overnight, if we start making a higher high, I'm going to buy the support. It's been 5 touches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eventually it's going to break, but until it does, I'm looking to buy off of support. Indices are giving back a lot of their gains on the day. Nasdaq is even red now on the day, gapped open to new highs. So that's interesting. Jesse, are you taking profits here, or are you still holding and giving a little room? Yeah, Panero, for sure. As well as there was nothing to. If we would have got a really strong beat here, right? If this would have came in at 58, 59, then maybe that would have been enough to push us through here. But we're definitely hitting this area of supply over here, coming off this resistance right now. And let's see what it does. Let's see if it consolidates, right? Or if it retraces off of it. I don't think we're going to get that break, before Friday, but who knows? Um, the gap on the Nasdaq was crazy skates. We half jokingly said, "Can you imagine that gap open is the high?" Heath stepping in front of the pound weakness today. The pound got hit. Oh wow! Let's take a look at this. This is a pretty big support level over here. Jesse, great trade that worked out perfect. And although you worked hard for it, right, staying up late for that one, it really worked out in a relatively short amount of time. Great trading, big trade for that type of time frame. Good job, man. Definitely want to check in on Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't know how good of it if they're trying to get a rush trade agreement with the US, how good of an idea that is. You know, the US dollar Mexican peso has me perplexed. I I don't know. You have a big swap against you, right? So you want to see a little bit of momentum. Otherwise, even if you just stay over here in this tight range over here, the swap is going to eat against you. So it doesn't really look like it's moving right now, and it's been in this tight range over here. So just be careful. When you're playing the US dollar peso to the long side, you want to see momentum in your favor. And hindsight is $1 million, right? When was I guess the election was probably right somewhere around here in Mexico, and man, that's when they try to fear. Same thing happened, right? When Trump during the election, they said if he's elected, the stock market's going to sell off. Total opposite happened. Same thing here. If you were to get short here and be collecting that swamp the whole time, that's a trade to keep in mind, and just for the next time it happens, to be aware of it. This is fear. Dollar back here, testing down here, this lows, time of day. It's also, I mean, the dollar has been so strong since the new year, right? And where's January 1st? Oh, it's the 30-minute chart, excuse me. Dollar has been so strong, and the peso has been stronger than the dollar. it's a little perplexing. I'm not exactly sure what's going on or why, but for sure the peso is well, peso's at yearly lows here, going back to last October 18, and until you see the peso actually depreciating, then you could get long, but otherwise it's this could kill you if price just remains consolidating or going against you right now. The euro too, right? Euro US dollar. Does it give you another 5 minutes here? Does he still focused over here at the resistance at 1.1035? All right, everyone. I think we're gonna have an early session today, and they can call it a day. But sincerely, I got 4 things that I'm tracking later today, and I will let you know if I'm going to be taking one of those setups. I'll be looking at those later, as well as if anything else develops. My base case is that the support holds over here. I don't think that considering the time of day we break down, but of course watch for it, right? Um, Bitcoin looks to be creeping up here. Looks like a slow breakout. It could be dangerous to the upside. It looks like that gold's catching a bid, and I just saw reports too that another Boeing 737 crashed. I can't imagine that you know the Dow is liking that, but it is. It's this is central bank stimulus, I assume, right? Um, so that's it for today, everyone. Uh, hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you tomorrow.